بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أفضل الخلق الله الذي خلقه سبحانه وتعالى وجعله رحمة للعالمين كلها حبيبنا مولانا صلوا عليه تسليما كثيرا وبعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. As we continue, we left off inshallah wa ta'ala. So it says here, وَيَجُوزُ لِلصَّائِمِ السِّوَاكُ فِي جَمِيعِ نَهَارِهِ وَالْمَضْمَضَةُ لِلْعَطَشِ والإصباح بالجنابة. نعم. So it's saying here that it's permissible for the one that is fasting to use the miswak or siwak. So using this, permissible whilst during the day and of course during the night. والمضمضة للعطش. So if the person is what has extreme thirst. Here is the condition here. Extreme thirst. Then they are allowed to do madmada. Put water into their mouth, gargle it, and spit it out. They're allowed to swallow it. If they swallow it, then they will have to. If they do it on purpose, then they will have to give kafara and pay back that day. So if you're in extreme thirst, then you're allowed to do madmada. Tamam. والإصباح بالجنابة. So this is referring to janaba, in a state of impurity, spiritual impurity. And this can happen if the person has, does finish haid, so the menstruation period or cycle, or nifas, so post labor, so when they've had a child, there is extension in terms of bleeding that happens. Then we have someone that's caused or had sexual intercourse with their partner. This will result to them entering the state of janaba. Now, some people mistakenly connect janaba, which is shurutu siha li salah, that the person needs to have izalatul khabath wa khaba'ith or najis. So if the person is not in a state of purity, they cannot pray. Some people have equated that and attached that to what? To fasting. So if you were to make the intention prior to Fajr, you may have had sexual intercourse with your spouse prior to Fajr, or you've noticed that the bleeding in terms of the menstruation cycle stopped. They say even nisfu sa'a, less than half an hour before Fajr comes in. You made intention, okay, I'm going to fast Fajr. And then let's say you fall asleep, you miss Fajr, you wake up during the day. Some people might think, oh, because I haven't performed ghusl and I'm still in the state of janaba, I can't fast. No, this is not one of the conditions in regards to fasting. Well, like we may mention, what are the conditions in terms of fasting is what? The person needs to have sound intellect. So a person that's majnoon, crazy, or lost their mind, they cannot, conjure up the ability to make the niyyah, make the intention, so they cannot perform the fast. The Dukhul al-Waqt, meaning the entering of the month of Ramadan. So someone making the intention 2 months before Ramadan does not equate to anything. However, making the intention in terms of Hajj from Shawwal to Dhul Qa'dah or fi Dhul Hijjah, the first 10 days, laysa mushkila. You can make the intention or wear the ihram, or get into state of wearing the ihram. But this, in terms of this, does not apply. You have to make the intention before Fajr, and it's been confirmed that the next day is Ramadan. Tamam? So someone is in a state of janaba, they enter into Fajr passes, they already made the intention to fast Ramadan, they can fast Ramadan. The only issue is they won't be able to perform salah until they have performed ghusl. والحامل إذا خافت على ما في بطنها أفطرت ولم تطعم وقد قيل تطعم. Now, the person that is pregnant takes the hukum of someone that's marid, someone that is sick. So if they fear that they will cause issues to their child, then they should break their fast. And they would not have to pay, they would not need to eat. I'm sorry, astaghfirullah. they wouldn't need to feed anybody for the days that they missed. You know, someone that is sick and is unable to fast, then they will feed for all the days that they missed a miskin Muslim or faqir Muslim. Some opinions say that she does feed, but the strongest opinion is that the pregnant woman that fears that there might be a problem with her child, if she fasts, then she can break her fast and she would not have to feed anyone, but she would just pay that day back another time within the year. والمرضع إذا خافت على والدها ولم تجد من تستأجر له أو لم يقبل غيرها أفطرت وأطعمت. So the woman that's breastfeeding, if she fears for her child, you know, if she's fasting, they may have some implication in terms of producing the necessary milk to nourish the child. And if she's unable to find someone that can replace her, like a wet nurse, or someone that can provide that child with necessary milk, because I know, correct me if I'm wrong, at the beginning of the stages of a child, it's best that you give them breast milk before you wean them off into, you know, any of the other wean them off into any sort of processed milk or so on and so forth. So it's better to use the natural milk at the beginning stages. So if she's unable to find someone to replace her, la shay alayha, she can break her fast and she wouldn't need to feed anyone. She just had to pay back those days and another time during the year. However, if she does find someone, but she doesn't accept them with no reason behind it, she just doesn't want to have someone else to breastfeed the child, then she breaks her fast, then she doesn't have any fear, or she finds someone that can support the child and provide them with breast milk, and she doesn't accept him for no reason, and then she breaks her fast, then she will have to feed every single day a miskin or a poor person that is Muslim for the days that she's not fasting, and she will have to repay back that day. تمام. وكذلك الشيخ الهرم يطعم إذا أفطرت، ومثله من فرط في قضاء رمضان حتى دخل عليه رمضان آخر. So there's the Sheikh Harim, he says that whoever breaks their fast, so what we mentioned before, the murdi, the woman that's breastfeeding, the woman that's pregnant, if they break their fast, then they should feed. They should feed someone every single day. Tamam? However, this is bab al-istihbab, meaning this enters into what's recommended. What's recommended that the breastfeeding woman that breaks her fast, or the pregnant woman that breaks her fast, it's recommended that she feeds people on all the days that she misses, and also obviously when she is able to fast those days again later on within the year. This is his opinion. This is a opinion, and this is from which is recommended. It's not wujub. It's not obligatory. Tamam. It's not obligatory that she has to, but it's recommended, meaning she will get reward for it. ومثله من فرط في قضاء رمضان حتى دخل عليه رمضان آخر. So a person who owes qada, and then he delays it until the next Ramadan is at his doorstep, and then he enters into Ramadan and he hasn't paid back the qada before, the days that he missed before. What is the consequence? The person will have to repay back those days. Tamam. He has to pay back those days, and also he will have to feed the same amount of days that he missed and he hasn't paid back. So he missed 20 days, then he will have to feed 20 people or feed a person every single day for the 20 days within Ramadan. And he'll also have to pay back those days that he missed after this current Ramadan. So this is a sort of punishment for missing, repaying back the days that you're supposed to pay back. ويستحب للصائم وإطعامه في ذلك كله مدة عن كل يوم يقضيه. So that's as I said, he will have to be feeding the person that's delayed his qada onto the next Ramadan. The next Ramadan enters, then he has to perform feeding كل مدة عن كل يوم يقضيه. Like I said, so he will have to pay back the days that he missed out by, after this current Ramadan finishes, you have to, perform the fasting for those days. And for the same amount of days, he will have to feed a portion of food to a poor person. So it all depends on what a mudda is. It all depends on the customs of the people within that land. So if the UK, for example, what will constitute for a good meal, a standard meal, would be like £8, something like that, or £6, depending on the area. So they will have to give £8 for a meal to feed to the days that he's missed until he's completed it, and also fasted those days as well. ويستحب للصائم كف للسانه وتعجيل قضاء ما في ذمته من الصوم وتتابع. And it's recommended that the one that's fasting is to refrain from speaking unnecessarily. وتعجيل قضاء, and be haste in completing the days that he's missed. ما في ذمته من الصوم. In terms of the translation, ذمته. So be cautious and quickly in paying off the days that he missed. So you shouldn't be wasting time. If he has the ability to do it, then he should do it. Most people, when I say most people, what I've heard from people, that they normally fast the days that they missed out in the month of Sha'ban. The month of Sha'ban, just before Ramadan, they'll fast those days inside there. Also, that helps them in preparation for the Ramadan. Also, some have fasted during the winter when the days are shorter, so it's much more easier to fast in those days. There's no specific time that you have to fast. There's no specific time you have to fast, except for the days you're not supposed to fast. But other than that, it's okay for you to fast in the winter times or when it's convenient. And it also says it's recommended to do tatabu', not to fast one day today and then next week and then the week after and then 2 days within the week and so on and so forth. Is to do them back to back and just get it over and done with. Tamam. And the interesting thing about yustahabbu lisa'im kaffa lisani, some of the scholars have mentioned that of course fasting is refraining from eating or supporting any of the shahwatain when the batni, when the faraj. And then also from Fajr into Maghrib, so for Tulush Fajr ila Ghurub al-Shams. And refraining from the tongue. Why? Because, for example, some of the scholars that may mention this, which is quite interesting, is that someone that backbites is like eating the flesh of your dead brother. It's like eating the flesh of a dead brother. So this idea of eating the symbolic idea of eating breaks your fast. So some scholars have gone as far as saying that it breaks your fast by, uttering bad language or saying something about your brother behind his back, whether it's true or not. It's like eating the flesh of a dead brother, like I mentioned in the Quran. So with that symbolicness, that breaks the fast. That breaks the fast. But within, a fiqh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't break a fast. But if you want to get to the higher level of spirituality, ihsan, then this also should be taken into consideration. Guarding the tongue, as the Prophet ﷺ told one of his companions, to tell you something that will help you enter into Jannah. Then he grabbed the flesh between his mouth, within his mouth, meaning the tongue. He said, protect this, meaning guard this, and protect that, meaning point towards the private parts, because these are the two things that will make one enter into the hellfire quickly. So which one needs to be mindful about that. So fasting in the month of Ramadan helps us train ourselves to be careful with what we say and how we say it, and it helps really a lot. Staying away from things that will potentially cause you to be aggravated and say a word or two. By you fasting, what the Prophet ﷺ said, when someone angers you, say, Ana sa'im, Ana sa'im. If you don't remember the Arabic, you just say, I am fasting. To remind yourself why you're fasting is in order for you to what? تَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. In order for you to perhaps receive God consciousness, being aware that Allah Azza wa Jalla sees you even if you don't see him. So the Ramadan actually prepares the Muslim for the rest of the year. Tamam? Barakallah fiqh. I'll leave it at that, inshallah ta'ala. And next week we'll, perhaps during the week, I will do another recording just to finish this section, and then we can discuss whether you want to go through the book again with a deeper sharh, maybe with this sharh here, or one of the other books such as this one. Go for this one instead. And there's an extension to that. It doesn't only stop at this fasting. It goes on to discuss adhiyah. So what you do in terms of give sacrifice of animals during Eid. So Eid al-Adha. And then it also goes and talks about zakat as well. Talks about zakat. And also do some scenarios as well, just to expand our knowledge about certain things within this chapter. And also goes into, I think, i'tikaf. So it talks about i'tikaf, zakat al-fitr, tamam, and the obligatory zakat as well. Then it talks about hajj or umrah, and ihram, and the different places of the miqat. If you're traveling from different places within the world to Mecca to perform hajj, what station do you stop at to do the talbiyah and start labbaik Allahumma labbaik and get into the state of ihram to perform your hajj? And the same thing in terms of umrah as well. Tamam, Canada know that they open up the doors for us to book our tickets to go to Mecca to perform umrah. It will be good for us to know that knowledge, how to perform umrah and hajj, inshallah wa ta'ala, so that when that day comes next year, inshallah wa ta'ala, or following years, that we'll be ready, inshallah wa ta'ala. Tamam? So let me know, once we finish the last page, I'll probably do a recording, inshallah, sometime this week, so we can finish the chapter and then we can discuss what we should do next. Either study the book again with a deeper explanation, or move on to something else such as aqidah, or mustalah hadith, or tafsir, and so on and so forth. Tamam? Barakallah fiqh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.